Okay, back with a handful of stones from the Arizona desert. Gonna cut these open and see what's in them. So let's take a look at these before we cut them. So this first one has a decent window showing some banded agate and some possible tubes, but there's also some quartz back here. So hopefully if I cut it just parallel to that face, I'll miss the quartz and just get a good banded face, maybe with some tubes in it. Cool. All right, next up, just a cool looking nodule with absolutely no windowing whatsoever and just one possible fracture going around it. So if I cut it, maybe I'll cut it parallel to that fracture to kind of miss it. All right. Next up, this is kind of the biggest of the bunch. It's got a mix of stuff showing. Got some quartz crystals growing here, but it looks like there's some agate kind of mixed in spots with that. So maybe the quartz is on top of something like plumes or tubes or something. That's what I'm hoping. Could even be some saginite in this. Can't tell. That could also just be whatever's causing these plumes. But very interested in seeing what's inside that guy. All right. Next up, kind of a small blue-gray looking, does have kind of a fracture or two running through the skin, but I'm hoping that's just in the skin. And if I look closely, I can see what looks like a little bit of saginite, hair like saginite. And you can see the little tubes or whatever on the outside of the agate as well. So I'm hoping that's got some saginite in it. I'm almost positive it does. So that should be a good one. Then I got this guy who's kind of translucent, but you see this dark backside. I'm guessing there's something going on here, maybe saginite. So I don't know, maybe I'll cut it this way and hope there's something cool in that. I bet there is. And last but not least, this nodule with the dark skin looks kind of agate-y right here, but this stuff typically is kind of just a shell usually when they're dark like this. I can also see a negative quartz impression poking through here. And when I got a fracture here, so this guy might come apart, I don't know. But when I washed it off and was shaking it, it sounded like this one's hollow. So I bet it's a geode. So I'm interested to see what's on the inside. All right, throw this back in frame real quick. All right, so I'm gonna take these 6 stones, get them on the saw, and we'll see what's in them. Be right back. All right, back from the saw. So I had about 4 little rocks that were sitting on the saw. I didn't include in my before video, but I thought I'd go ahead and cut them because I don't have that many in this video. So the first one, kind of a blue-gray banded agate, very translucent. Pretty good. Next one was a tiny little agate, just a little tiny white nodule. Didn't think it would be much of anything, but it actually came out pretty nice. Mostly white banding with a healed fracture in it. But it probably looked pretty cool tumbled. Alright. Then I had another little odd looking nodule. Corner popped off here. But I thought, let's just see what's in it. Again, a nice little banded agate, but fractures. Cool enough though. And this one was sitting there and caught my attention. Had a nice weathered face. And then it was kind of facing weathered on the bottom. When I started cutting it, like an onion, it started popping off in layers at the top here. Let's see what was inside. All right, now that, even though it's all kind of broken up, it has a cool looking agate. Very nice. That's a gorgeous stone. Oh, all right. All right, let's take a look at the original 6 stones. So the first one was that little nodule that looked like it had a fracture, which it did. It came apart. But fortunately, it was mostly just quartz. Kind of a geode on this section here. The edge of the geode kind of popped off. Pretty cool looking though. Nice. All right. Let's look at the one that I thought would be a geode. Sounds like a geode. Let's see how it came out. All right, well, definitely a geode. Yeah, one of those holes went all the way through and collected some dirt and grime on the inside. But once that's cleaned out, that'll be a really pretty looking geode. This side as well. All right, cool enough. Okay, so this one I thought might have some saginite in this dark section. Let's see if it did. All right, I think it did. Got some quartz, it's banding up on that end, and a little bit of something growing in there. That's pretty cool looking. Very scenic. All right, that was pretty nice. All right, let's take a look at the one that had the really cool looking face. Let's see if it kept. All right, that is a nice looking agate. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like these tubes continued, but it's a great pattern. I don't see any fractures. All right, that's a beautiful little stone. Very nice. Translucent. All right, well, based off of the quartz, I probably won't cut this more. Just kind of face polish it. If you look in there, there's some kind of tubes or something growing in it. It's pretty cool looking. All right. Definitely worth cutting. That was nice. Okay. All right, let's look at this big guy here. Didn't get as straight a cut as I wanted, but cut it pretty good nonetheless. Huh. What in the world? That is weird looking. It's got some flat, like formations of some kind of a crystal. And then it looks like it eroded it back out and filled in with something else and agatized. That is cool. Some kind of pseudomorphic activity here. And then of course you got this a little bit of agate and quartz crystals that grew on the top of it. Nice. That is definitely different. That's going to be a face polish here. That is a good specimen. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. That's neat. I like that. All right, save the best one for last. Okay, so again, this is the one that looked like it had some kind of saginite growing in it. Wanted to cut it long ways and maximize the spray. Let's see if I got it. Oh yeah. That is super cool. Does have a little fracture on this end here, but look at the needles growing in that. That is really cool looking. And this side's even better. Wow. I definitely need to get a face polish on this guy. That's my favorite. That is really cool. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next one. Bye.